Let's talk about the risk models or the different kinds or types of risk model na pwede natin gamitin in order for us to manage our risk, no? Or to maintain our risk. The first one, what we have here is the fixed or fractional model. So fixed or fractional model, basically based on the word itself, fixed, meaning meron tayong certain percentage or certain amount of capital na nire-risk per trade. So ayan, risk a constant percentage per trade. And it is the most common method used simply because madali siyang gawin, right? Or sa fixed kasi, magsiset ka lang ng certain percentage and then i-multiply mo lang siya sa capital mo and then makukuha mo na yung i-risk mong amount ng capital per trade, right? And other than madali is that it promotes consistency and discipline, right? And it prevents overexposure on any single trade. No? Why? Now, let's look at this example. No? Let's say you have 3 trades, right? Or 2 of them is losses, right? And then 1 is win. No? So, that's a total of 3 trades. And then, another assumption is that ang risk to reward ratio na tinitake mo palagi is 1:2, right? So, meaning ng risk to reward ratio na 1:2 is that you are willing to lose a potential $1 para sa potential gain na $2, right? So, ngayon, another assumption is that wala tayong fees, no? Hindi natin nasasama yung fees dito, so disregard natin yon, no? So, ngayon, let's say meron kang 2 losses and 1 wins, no? And then, yung capital mo is $1,000, right? So, ang nire-risk mo sa $1,000 capital is a fixed amount of $10. So, that's 1% ng $1,000 which is $10, right? So, ngayon, ayun na yung assumptions natin, no? So, babalik tayo doon sa 2 losses and 1 wins, no? Tsaka sa risk to reward ratio na 1:2. So, yung 1 win natin is equivalent to $20, right? So, this is in dollars amount, no? Kasi nga, we are willing to lose a $10 amount of money para sa potential gain na $20. So, since nanalo tayo, meron tayong $20, right? And then natalo tayo, meron tayong yan, dalawang losses, yan, 1 of each. So, meron tayong dalawang -10. So, break even tayo dyan, no? So, if you will look at this equation, no, or this computation, may kita natin na simple lang siya, right? Simple lang yung computation nung sa capital mo, no, or yung nire-risk mo per trade. So, puro $10 lang siya. And if ever na mag-upscale kayo, then pwedeng ang gawin nyo is monthly, no? So, that's a possibility. So, depende sa inyo, no? So, pinaka-common siya simply because madali siyang gamitin and madali mong makita yung consistency, no? Hindi ka mahihirapan. So, that's for the fixed or fractional model. Now, kasi, let's look at another example, no? Let's say, hindi ka fixed or hindi fractional model yung gamit mo, no? Or, wala sa lahat ng model na i-discuss natin, no? Or you are just risking based on your guts, di ba? Ngayon, ang mangyayari is that, ganun pa rin yung assumption natin, right? Meron tayong 3 trades, 1 of which is 1 win, and then 2 is losses, no? And then, meron tayong 1:2 risk to reward ratio, meaning you are willing to lose $1 for a potential gain of $2, and then ang capital natin is $1,000, right? And then, disregard natin yung fees. Yan. Wala yun sa assumption natin. So, ngayon, no? Let's say, hindi akma or hindi consistent yung pagre-risk mo ng capital. Let's say, ang ginagawa mo is 20, 50, tsaka 30. Diba? So, let's say ganyan yung ni-risk mo sa tatlong trade mo. No, sa first trade, which is yung panalo, $20. So, under 1:2 risk to reward ratio, no, 20 times 2, then that would be $40. No? And then, natalo ka ng dalawang beses, which is minus 50 and minus 30. Minus 50 and minus 30. Right? So, meron kang negative 40. Right? So, meron kang negative 40. Unlike sa kanina na, example natin na, break-even ka. Diba? So, ngayon, kung babalik ka ulit sa $20 na nire-risk mo per trade, let's say nanalo ka, mabe-break even ka lang. Diba? Kasi nga hindi constant or hindi fix yung nire-risk mo per trade. So, nangyayari, nawawalan ng consistency yung portfolio mo. So, pwede ang mangyari nun, aakit yung portfolio mo ng ganyan, and then babagsak ng ganyan. Right? So, ganyan yung magiging itsura ng equity curve nyo. So, ngayon, the reason why risk management or risk models are important is because kapag wala tayong consistency sa nire-risk natin or sa willing tayong mawala na amount for our every trade, then nawawala ng consistency, di ba? And if mawala ng consistency, yung equity curve natin is ganyan yung itsura, right? Unlike kapag merong consistency, then ganyan yung magiging itsura niya for the long term, di ba? Paakyat, series of higher highs and higher lows, hindi gantong pump and dump, di ba? And ayaw natin yan, right? That's why we are emphasizing on risk management simply because profitability would come from consistency. Consistency ng TA, ng setups, ng risk management, and ng psychology, no? Trading psychology. So ngayon, if hindi ka consistent dito sa risk management, let's say consistent ka sa psychology, sa TA, no? But sa risk management is hindi ka consistent. Meaning, wala kang certain amount or wala kang malalaki yung differences ng nire-risk mo per trade. Siyempre, mahihirapan kang maging consistent, profitable trader simply because pabago-bago nga yung ma-earn mo at mawawala sa'yo. Diba? Which is one of the reason why it's important. No? One of the foundational things na kailangan nyo para maging profitable trader. So next, we have the capital compounding. Now, sa capital compounding, we have positive and negative compounding. No? And sa positive and negative compounding, sa positive muna tayo, yung gains natin is nag-i-increase depende sa account size. Diba? Basically, nagko-compound siya. Or kapag lumalaki yung capital natin, lumalaki rin yung nire-risk natin na capital per trade. Yan, no? Larger capital, then lalaki yung position sizing natin. Which mean na pwedeng lumaki yung value at risk natin or yung nire-risk natin per trade, and pwede siya mag-lead into accelerated growth. Right? And the negative compounding naman, losses reduces account size. So kung mababawasan yung account size natin, di ba? Then that would mean a smaller capital. So ngayon, mas bababa yung position natin, meaning bababa yung nire-risk natin per trade, and may hirapan tayo mag-recover or mas mabagal rather yung pagre-recover natin. No? So, basically, sa positive compounding, no? Kapag ka nagbago yung, let's say, $1,000 capital, right? And then nanalo ka ng 1:2R na risk to reward ratio. So, let's say, ang assumption natin is that $10 yung nire-risk natin per trade. So, that would mean another $20. So, 1,020 na siya. So, ngayon, dyan mo na i-base ngayon yung i-risk mo for next trade, no? Sa $1,020 na, no? So, ita-times mo ulit siya sa 1%. So, magiging iba na. Hindi na siya $10, right? Pwedeng 11.2 na siya. $11.2, no? So that's how capital compounding works. And then this example is for positive compounding, no? Now let's look at this example.